big question for me coming out of your book is to what extent the conditions drive a bolder agenda from Obama if we manage to elect him, and to what extent do we rely on a movement to do it?
We rely on a movement. I mean, I think the conditions create the opportunity, and if he's very smart, he'll do it without pressure and without us helping him. But I think history suggests, if you look at Roosevelt, if you look at Lincoln, if you look at Lyndon Johnson, that even a president who wants to do right has to have a movement behind him to make him do right. And the really smart presidents understood that, and they recognized that the movement was their ally, not their adversary.
You know, what's interesting to me is that in Roosevelt and in Kennedy, the civil rights movement preceded Kennedy. It was
Absolutely.
in the streets. The labor movement was organizing before Roosevelt.
Right. And Campaign for America's Future was organized before Obama.
We have what we've done in the infrastructure we built, but it's at a different level than those movements, it seems to me, were when the opportunity
Well, the abolitionist movement was a pretty small movement. It was a determined movement. But the dynamics of Lincoln and the abolitionist movement giving each other courage and animation is very interesting. It's very appropriate. I think the industrial labor movement in 1933 was dead in the water. Same story. They energized each other. Civil rights movement, different story. It was there. It was a fact on the ground. And the really interesting difference between Johnson and Kennedy, and this is all borrowed from Taylor Branch's book, this is not original to me, the Kennedys were incredibly nervous about King and about the movement and about the power structure in the White South. And it took Johnson to seize the moment and decide that this was going to be his legacy, and to signal both explicitly and implicitly Dr. King to go for it. Keep moving, I'll be your ally. This is all spelled out in Nick Kotz's book and Taylor Branch's book. It's really extraordinary given, Lyndon Johnson had been kind of a progressive in his youth, but then he went through this period where he was at best a centrist and he was tied in with the Texas power structure, and then he decided this was going to be his legacy and he went for it. So, here's Obama, and I just believe because of his character, because of his history, he's got it within him to do it, but he's got to decide that this is what he has to do, and he's not quite there yet.
The first impulse is caution.
Absolutely.
You're elected, you're scared to death. Where are the guys who know how this thing runs?
Well,
right?
and during the campaign, what's killing him is that instead of his bold instincts being reinforced, all these usual
Canadian
suspects,
Obama, change we believe in.
all
The
these,
audacity of hope. How about the audacity of no?
9 out of 10 campaign professionals will tell you to trim, and that's what's killed us.